welcome. This month is very, very beautiful. Yeah. I'm so excited already. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm so excited, but trust me, I'm really, really excited because something that we've planned and trust me, I and our guest have planned this session. I think since last year, but we couldn't hold it last year. But I mean, this year is here already, and trust me, I'm so so grateful that we're able to finally capture him and keep it on the seat. So we'll work on this topic together. So you're welcome. My name is Maurice Nelson, your host and founder of Childish. Childish is a very, very important organization. We talk about child issues and then we try to bring solutions to these child issues here. So we don't just talk about the issues. We don't leave you, hanging. We ensure that we give you solutions to all of these issues. So, when we began this year, we decided that we're going to be doing our live sessions on the very last Saturday. To pay attention to ensure that your questions are being answered. So I have with me here Mr. Chukwuka Samuel. So we'll do that and give solutions exactly because we don't have time to be running around. As nobody actually has time. So we're talking about today very very important. Our topic we'll be talking about today says technology for kids. Is it actually an advancement or is it an addiction? So first of all, it's worthy of note that technology is a very, very good thing here. It's very, very good. That's one of the best things that ever happened to us in life is technology. In the world of, in the Stone Age men, when we have the Stone Age, those guys suffered a lot. A lot of things they wanted to do, they couldn't do it. A lot of other things they wanted to achieve, they couldn't achieve it. Yeah. So they actually paved way for technology that we're seeing today. But nonetheless, as we know, everything comes with disadvantage and everything comes with also an advantage. So as humans, we try to ensure that we maximize on the advantage more than the advantage affects us in a different way. So as we don't just talk about these things, we give solutions as we always do on every of our live sessions. All right, so you're welcome. Thank you much for joining once more. So we'll be asking Mr. Tukuka a very wonderful question. That wonderful question is going to be so okay. First of all, I'm going to just do a little bit of introduction. Thanks so much. I'm so grateful you're here. I'm going to do a little bit of introduction of the topic. So as I was saying, before I got caught up, the most of the technologies we have around us, all of them have screens, right? So they have screens,
Yeah,
and the screens are a very very big distraction to children. So first of all, I'll be
absolutely.
saying something I'm saying something, and because technology, because children of this age, we have children of this age so serious about technology. You see a child of 2 years knowing how to, phone, a child of 10 months already phones. I mean, so and trust me, I'm loving the phones, loving the computers. I have my junior brother always tells me that I think is my junior brother is my last born. The last born is about 6 years of age. What he does is that anytime he sees me, he's asking me about that laptop. That's what he says, for that laptop. I'm like, what is this? And what do you telling me about that laptop? So children are so sure about technology, and trust me, the earlier Vida Emmanuel, thank you much for joining. I'm so grateful you're here. Um, so because children are very rational about technology, we have to be serious as well, helping them solve these problems. So first of all, how do children get addicted to screens? I'm going to just doing a quick rundown of how children get addicted to screens, get addicted to technology, and that's it. So children loves beautiful colors. Now look at my shirt. Now I have childish. You notice this color is very, very attractive. That color is very attractive. So children love this kind of content. So whenever you have content like this that makes children feel like their excitement level goes very high, right? So when the excitement level goes very high, they get addicted to screens. So how do children get addicted to screens? First of all, by colors, by movement, and by characters that are being presented on the screens to them. So and also there's something that a certain doctor said, and I read, I'm going to read exactly how he said. He said, pleasurable activities causes the release of dopamine. So there's something called dopamine, yeah. For the doctors who are amongst us, doctors who are here on this live session, or probably would watch the live session later. Forgive me if I don't call you well, but I think I know it's dopamine. Yeah. So dopamine is a very very. It's actually an hormone, right? It's actually a neurotransmitter that sends a signal to the prefrontal cortex. That's the side of the brain. And the prefrontal cortex side of brain is actually a part of the brain that's involved in planning and organizing tasks. Yeah. So when you see children, when you see people, being serious on their screens, being serious apart from screens, being serious on whatever it is they're doing, there's a dopamine that be released into that aspect, that part of their brain. Then it makes them. There's a particular word that dopamine says. That word says, "Do it again." That's what the dopamine says. It says do it again. So anything that gives you pleasure, you always ensure to always, do it again. So that's how children get addicted to screen. So I'm gonna be handing over, the mic to Mr. Chukwuka Samuel, as I'll ask him the first thing. The first question here says, how has the advancement of technology influenced the drive of children's addiction to devices? So Mr. Chukwuka, over to you.
Uh, okay, thank you so much again. I'd like to talk about a study, right? Um,
Okay.
this was done by the uh, National Center for Biotechnology Information, right? And it reveals
Okay.
that a lot of children face a myriad of health risk, a lot of health risk, right?
Okay.
As a result of long exposure to screens. You get it?
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
this and there's another research that shows that children between the age of 8 to 12 in America spends a minimum of 5 hours 33 minutes on screen every day.
Okay.
You get it? Now, this amount of time they spend on screen, right? It's not study time now. It has nothing to do with maybe they are on screen for research purpose, right? Or they are screen for educational purpose. No, this is just on screen time maybe for gaming, for pleasure, or what have you. And these are kids between the age of 8 developmental stage in life, really.
Yeah.
So when you have kids who um, um, consistently or excessively use the screen, right? Then you also have likelihood of obesity because there are so many of them, especially health related risks that it causes, right? And I mean, it also affects productivity. You get it?
Yeah.
Because a lot of some persons would argue that a child could be using the phone to to play game, right? Or yeah, and this game could be an educational one, no doubt, right? But how long are you doing that?
Yeah.
You get it? Because let's not
Yeah.
forget that bringing up a child goes beyond having that child excel academically, right?
Yeah.
Other things are involved as well. You get it? So if you put all of those things into consideration, you see that having excess screen time, even from the statistics, right, that I've given, has does a lot of damage to kids than good,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, all right, all right. Thank you so much. So what we're actually saying is that okay, I'm going to just pick up the productivity aspect of it here. So sometimes you see children with phones, with some tech gadgets and devices and all. And then in your mind, the child is actually doing probably working on assignments, working on homework, working on one thing or the other, not knowing that the child is
Absolutely.
not actually doing that. The child is doing something else.
True, true,
Yeah,
true,
because
true.
when you call the child can minimize the phone and do whatever it is. So it's it's very, very big problems for us here. So looking at that, reduces the number of smart kits we have here. Looking at we have a lot of applications out, we have a lot of AI tools that are out at the moment.
Mhm.
I think one day I was trying to do a research. Even me as an adult, it affects me. I was trying to do a research here. Something I would have just probably just go on a manual. Not in any way saying that the tech tools were not going to help here. They're going to help. But I became very, very, very complacent about getting data. I'm like, I want to get data to populate a particular, I want to get data to populate a particular sheet. So, and I could actually get this data by probably visiting the library or doing something. But I refuse to visit the library because I knew that once at the touch of my phone, I'll get a lot of the data. I
More
mean,
data.
even more of it
True.
without even going to raising up a child is not just about the child excelling, right? The excelling in academics and all of those things like that.
Absolutely.
A child has to be whole. It has to be whole. So if
True.
a child is not whole, then I mean you actually not like you feel as a parent here. but you've not done your work complete. Yeah, your
Absolutely.
job is not complete yet. So a child has to be good academically, has to be good spiritually, if it implies to you, has to be good financially, has to be good health
Morally.
morally, yeah, health wise, morally, they are very, very important here. So they are very important. So the next question will be, what are some warning signs that a child may be developing? And then you actually know that this child is actually addicted to tech. What are those kind of what are those warning signs you see as a parent, as a coach of children? You see that, okay, I'm seeing some warning signs. I'll discover that, okay, this child is really actually, addicted to tech. Yeah. So what are those
Yeah.
warning signs
Yeah.
you can tell us about?
Okay. I think one of them now would be withdrawal from offline
Okay.
activities.
Okay.
It's very,
Okay.
very key. You see a child who um, probably wouldn't want to go out and play with siblings, wouldn't want to, maybe if there are board games in the house, wouldn't want to play board games with siblings, wouldn't want to have interaction with other siblings, wouldn't want to
Yeah.
probably visit friends, go out to visit friends and things like that, right? You rather would want to either playing game, doing one thing or the other. You get it? So
Yeah.
that is one sign when they constantly, and
Withdraw
consistently try to withdraw.
for themselves. Yeah.
You get it, themselves from offline um, activities, right? Then
Yeah.
another one is would be when they engage in long screen time, when they begin to have long screen times, right? You see a child spending, as much as 2, 3, 4, 5 hours on screen.
Yeah.
You know, not like it's for, even if it's for educational purpose, that long becomes too much, right? So
Yeah.
you want to, that's another way you know that, okay, a particular child, right, it's becoming becoming
Addicted.
addictive, yeah,
Yeah.
to the screen basically. Then yeah, and by the time you also want to see how they react when they are not using these gadgets, when they are not on screen. You get it?
Yeah.
What's their
Yeah.
emotional stability like? What's their mental state like? Do they get nervous? Do they get discomforted? Right?
Yeah.
Do they become aggressive? You get
Yeah.
it? You want to pay attention to these things, right? This is how you now some of the signs you know that, okay, this person is becoming, this a particular child is becoming, okay, too addicted or becoming addicted to the screen. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I would love to add something here. So from my child was probably sleeping, was already taking the rest nap or something at maybe by 8 p.m. Right. So all of a sudden the child is now in bed.
Yeah, did that.
I looked at it and I kept it by my side and I behaved like I was actually pretended I was sleeping. He left, then he slept. Maybe he slept. I woke up again, took my laptop. I went online again. What I was doing, what you won't even want to understand. I was just doing
Understand?
different things. I mean, a lot of things. So it's a very, very big problem here. It messes up with their sleeping schedule.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And it brings sleeping disorders and all. So and then another thing is that um as you could say, they become irritable, they become angry, they become agitated when you ask
Yeah.
them to drop their screens
Those
here.
things.
So
Yeah.
it's very, very important. They become very, very angry. You see a child asking a child to drop his phone or something, the child becomes very irritated and angry,
Aggressive.
you know,
Yeah.
aggressive, speaking against it and all. That is very big red sign that this
Yeah.
child
Absolutely.
are addicted. So we've talked about the signs. So we'll talk about the third question. The third question says, how can parents limit their child's screen time and prevent tech addiction? So this is actually the main crux, the crux of the whole matter now. So
Wow.
how do parents help as a cybersecurity person? Okay, I think I'm going to come to that because the place I'm going to come to that is the cyber effect here.
Yeah.
Because I know that
How
there are
they
a lot
should
of
stay
cyber
safe online
I could stay safe
as
online
kids.
because it's a very, very big problem as kids here.
Yeah.
So you're going to
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
advising my parents. So, but before we come there, we'll talk about, how can parents limit their child's, their children's
Okay.
screen time. and to
Okay.
prevent tech addiction. So what can you say about that?
There are a couple of things that can be done, right? That
Okay.
the parents can actually do to help curb or reduce their children's screen time, right?
Yeah.
Um, and first is to actually set a clear screen time limits.
Okay.
You get it? And
Yeah.
um, okay, I mean, these kids they go to school, and let's not forget that while
Yeah.
they're in school, they use screens
Yeah.
as instructional materials, right? As teaching
Yeah.
aids. This has a
Yeah.
screen, so they have screens already. Another thing they could, I mean, promoting this kind of consistency, in messaging and expectation across, or just it just gives the kids as well, right? A sense of responsibility. Tells them, okay,
Yeah.
um, even though this is good, there's a limit to what I can do and to what I can do with it, and the how much time I can spend with it. It just gives them this sense of responsibility. That's one. Then
Yeah.
another thing parents could do is creating like a tech-free zones and times. You get it?
Yeah.
Now, a
Yeah.
tech-free zone could be like a corner in the house. It could be like the dining room,
Yeah.
the dining table, right? It could be
Yeah.
okay when you're coming into the dining, no
No phone.
phones,
Yeah.
no screen. You get
Yeah.
it? So if the kids are spending 1 hour in that dining, they know that there's no screen for them. You get it?
Yeah.
And even as parents now, you also have to adhere to that. You get it,
Yeah.
right? Tell them,
Yeah.
okay, whenever you're in this corner, know that there's no screen. You get
No
it?
screen. Yeah.
Yeah. And when you create such corners now, it's also it brings me to my next point. It's also important to encourage offline activities, right, in
Yeah.
such and tech-free zones. Now, personally, I love playing board games, and there are so many board games out there
Board
that you
games.
can play with your kids that could help you bond with them. You
Yeah.
understand, and also improve their IQ and all of those things, make them
Thank
even
you.
more emotionally stable, right? So
Yeah. Yeah.
encourage offline activities, let them interact, talk to friends, talk to young ones as well. Let them play these board games, it builds them socially, right? Instead
Yeah.
of just limiting them to the screen, they should be encouraged to do a lot of offline activities
Activity.
too. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
This would really really take their mind away from screen and all of that. Then it's also important that as parents, right, um, they make um, tech purposeful.
Okay.
They get it. For instance, I'm just going to use this name randomly. Hey Samuel, can you bring my laptop? I need to check my mail. The boy brings a laptop, right? He's looking at
Yeah.
you because this they learn by
Yeah.
watching you do these things. You look
Yeah.
at the laptop, you do what you need to do on your mail, you close the laptop and
You're off.
show them something from the phone. And that time is supposed to be a tech-free zone
Time.
or a
Yeah.
tech-free time. So you can tell them,
Yeah.
okay, hey Sammy, give me my phone. I need to show you this, or we need to look at this together. So they know exactly why they're using the phone at that time. And
Yeah. At
once you
that time.
show them, you put the phone away.
Yeah.
They get it. So things like
Yeah.
that would also help the kids understand that there is time for everything. Basically, teaching them some level of responsibility. You get
Responsibility.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Instead of having them being controlled by this technology,
Yeah.
they are rather in control of the
Of
technology.
technology. Yeah.
You get it? They are rather in control of the technology. Then I think why parents do why they are doing all of this, it is also important they explain to these kids, right, the importance of each limitation.
Yeah. You said it. See, the most
Yeah.
powerful way to influence anyone's behavior, need to set up, okay, make their room screen free, right? And also reduce the number of screens at home. So
Yeah.
you have the television in your house, you have the television in the sitting room. So I don't think it's very important to have television in the children's room. No, it's not it's
Absolutely.
not it's not actually love here. You're not showing love to the child. You're actually increasing because I mean, it's something. If you keep it, if you put it there, it will be very very hard to remove it because when you want to remove it, they will be kicking against it, and then you would see these tantrums and the rest. They'll start throwing tantrums at you. And also, it's very important that we reduce the number of screens. One TV in the sitting room is enough for everybody, right? So, and it also
Absolutely.
increases family union. So when you are having, you're always, okay, like let all of us see a particular movie that came out, and then you know that movie is suitable for kids. Everybody comes around and you sit down together and you see that movie. Maybe it's a music video, you see it together. There's
Yeah.
something, it's actually probably an election or something that captivates the family. Family time,
Absolutely.
family
And
bonding
and
is very important.
just to add, it's very very key. That as
Yeah,
parents, we are doing this with your kids because
yeah,
aside the fact that technology on its own, right, has its negative side, has this effect, right? There are also
yeah,
people, sure, not just people, there are also institutions who are also looking to capitalize on this technology just to ensure
yeah,
that they pass certain morals that you probably wouldn't be in tune with, to your kids, right?
yeah,
So you want to
yeah.
pay attention to these things so that these kids are not exposed to some of this kind of
The wrong
morals that probably doesn't
information.
align with you as a parent,
Yeah,
right? So it's
yeah,
important that you're doing these things, together with your kids so that you
yeah,
know exactly what is going on and at what point, right? And talking
yeah.
about even having them use these phones, right? Even when you give them these phones and
Yeah, I think can anyone still hear? Very important. Yeah, so there are lots of information passing out there on the screens. A lot of information passing out there on the screens. So to be with you in the sitting room, it passes the information of actually what is permissible in the house, and then a child keeps on learning that from when he or she is little. So while we're still waiting for him, we're going to be seeing other things. So the next one is I said okay, you talked about setup screen. I'm off my phone. I'm off my screen, and then that children are empty templates here. Whatever it is that you write upon their hearts, that is what stays there. Yeah. So they are born empty. They are born empty. Just like we have templates, they are just there. You put in like potters now. The potters they have a template they use to form a particular product or so you decide what the design looks like. So God gave you children, God gave you children empty as they are. They came into this world empty and naked. So what you do, you decide on how they should act, what they should eat, and all. So I think I mentioned, I asked a colleague of mine a question. I asked her, why don't you eat a particular, stuff? She said, that, she doesn't just like them. I'm like, no, that's not the case. You know what I did? And I asked her, did your parents like that? She said no. It was very easy to know because I mean, if you're born and then you're being told that this is not a pen, right? But that this is probably a knife, you would believe all your life that this is a knife, unless someone takes time, unless someone takes. That's fine. So we'll be doing our last question, and then after our last question,
so they use these tools for these technologies for research as well, right?
yeah,
uh,
yeah,
they
yeah,
and even some of these apps can actually aid learning.
yeah,
You get it.
yeah,
Maybe those who wants to learn coding early, you want to learn a particular skill, right? Technology
yeah,
aids that. You get it.
yeah,
Even the
yeah,
gaming, even it's also has its own advantage, right? When
Yeah.
kids,
Yeah.
play these games, it's really because it helps their vision and their ability to identify, object quick and all of those things, right? So it
Yeah.
aids them. So technology has its.
Very professional. So would love to ask you, what are those things that parents are going to be watching this year? So
Mhm,
what are those
mhm.
things that parents can do? What are those measures they can put? What are that there may be some applications they can they can hop on. There may be some practice they can imbibe in their houses or something. The rise of internet fraud is a very very big problem to us, especially
Absolutely,
in the
absolutely.
country where we
Know what kind of information they are sharing with people online. You get
okay,
it? It is important they know what is called personal identifiable information, PII.
okay,
You get it? Information that can let other people identify them easily. You get
yeah,
it?
yeah,
It could be their home address, credit card details, things things like that, right? So
yeah.
they should basically know what kind of information they are sharing online. You get it?
Platform, yeah,
So when I'm saying kids, I'm talking of people who are a bit, older. You get it?
yeah,
Like they literally have no business being on those platforms without proper supervision. I'm sure they have no
yeah,
business being on those platforms, right? And even those that are a little bit older, right? Uh, Even when they're on that platform, it is important they do it with the supervision of their parents. That is
the
to say,
parents,
their parents have access to all of those accounts, just in case
yeah,
anything goes wrong. You get it? They
yeah,
can easily monitor these things and detect it as early as possible. You get it?
possible.
So I believe if parents can actually do this, put this, ensure these kids know what personal identifiable information is. They are not sharing too much online. Yeah, they are using strong passwords. You get it now, strong password or for their social media platform for those who are up to that age.
Age, yeah, yeah,
You get it for those who are up to the age. You want to monitor them. You want to even have access to, their social media accounts just so you can know what they are doing. You get it.
yeah,
Then you want to reduce. You want to ensure that they are not talking to strangers online
just
because
yeah,
that's what exposes them to cyberbullying or child online molestation. All of those kind of things that can go wrong, or even expose them to values that you as a parent
as the parents
um, does
would
not
not want to be
conform to.
inculcated into, yeah.
You get it, yeah. So
Yeah.
I believe these things can actually help the parents keep the kids safe online. Thank you.
All right, beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. So, would ensure that we pass this information. So, if you have a parent here who, if you have a parent, if you're watching this, maybe in the nearest future, then you have a parent who actually needs to hear this. You ensure to share this video to them and let them understand how they can protect their children from all of this
Proper supervision.
proper supervision. Yeah, proper
Let it be
supervision.
that you have a mechanism to monitor them, right? And let them
Yeah,
know that you are doing that to protect them, not because you want to micromanage them. Because
exactly,
kids hate to be micromanaged. They should see it from the
exactly.
standpoint that you want to protect them, you want the
Yeah.
best for them. They should come to that realization as
Very, 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 very sweet. I told you that we're gonna have some games here.
well. Okay, okay, lessons, okay.
So this is actually the fun part of most of what we do here at Charity Show. Every of our guests that comes in, we stun them with one particular game or the other, and sometimes they don't even get prepared for it, and then boom, everything is up.
Okay, I'm not. I don't think I'm prepared for that. Okay, but let's do it. Let's do
Thanks
it.
so much
Thank
for
you.
sharing that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much. I enjoy
Also, to
doing
all of
this. Thank you.
thank you so much. Thank you as well. To all of our viewers today, we are so grateful you were here. The viewers in the nearest future, we are so grateful you're also stumbling on our channel today. Don't forget, subscribe to our channel. We drop videos almost every week here, and to ensure that we follow up on all of these things, we're going to be dropping videos about this to ensure that you get other things. And as I said, if you have questions, you can ask. And I want to give you a very, very great announcement. Those of you that have been following us on our social media platforms, the links are in the description below. Ensure to follow us on social media platforms to see the things that we do. So, talking about tech, this period we're having our tech what's it called now, our tech summer. We have summer classes. We have for our tech, we have coding classes, we have graphic design classes, we have other classes. We have shoemaking, we have cake making, we have gele tying, we have all of those things to help your child become the best of their kind. So thank you
All right.
so much. All right.
One
Okay.
last thing for parents now. I would
Okay.
recommend this book, The Tech Wise Family.
All
The
right.
Tech Wise Family by Andy Crouch. I recommend it for parents. It will
Mm,
really, really be of great help. Yeah. The Tech
wise
Wise Family.
family
Yeah.
by
Andy Crouch.
Andy.
Andy
Okay.
Crouch. Yes.
Okay. All right. So I would ensure to put that on the comment section, so and pin it as well, so that you all go to download it. And if possible, we can also get a copy. Possibly you can get a copy, probably a PDF copy or something if it's available. If it's not available, then you would ensure to go online